You can never over-prepare for an emergency as a CRNA no matter what your preceptors tell you in school. You'll hear things like, you don't need all that stuff out, or as long as you know where it is, you're okay. But when a real emergency happens, seconds matter. I'll talk about 4 things that will make your life easier when there's a real emergency. First, the mask. This wrapped up mask, if you're doing a MAC and you have to emergently convert the general or emergently bag a patient, you have to unwrap this mask, which takes a lot of time. So if you already have the mask unwrapped, it's very easy to just put on the patient. When your patient desats from 90 to 60, in a matter of seconds, you'll thank me for this. Second, if you're doing any non-endotracheal tube case, have a tube styletted and ready to go. You never know when you're going to need it. I had a case in endoscopy recently where the patient vomited early in the case, emergent intubation. To unwrap this tube, unwrap a stylet or put a stylet in it with off-site staff can take a long time, and it's time you don't have. So stylet and tube, ready to go. Third, your blade. Make sure your blade is able to be opened quickly because you don't want to fumble around having to open things. And if you have a patient that's not a ET tube case that looks like a difficult airway, I would recommend having a video device available in the room, McGrath or GlideScope portable. Because what if you have to intubate that patient and then you don't have a video device? You're in big trouble. Fourth, LMA. If you can't mask a patient, you can't get a tube in a patient, or you're struggling with a MAC, you can just pop an LMA and you don't want to have to fumble around in the drawer to grab your LMA, step away from the patient. You want to have it right there so you can put it in just a few seconds instead of a minute. And lastly, your drugs. Having propofol drawn up is a savior, having sucks ready to go in a syringe is a savior. Because same thing, you have a MAC, you're converting to general, you can just go push, and then now you can mask or LMA or tube very quickly versus having to take the 10 or 15 seconds and draw this up, 10 or 15 to draw this up. Meanwhile, your patient's desaturating and in trouble. So just have it ready. In a patient that has poor cardiac function, I draw up a dilute epi-stick, 10 mics per mil. You just never know when you're gonna need it. I needed it about a month ago in a patient with an ejection fraction of 10% during an EP case. I needed to give epi emergently, and thankfully I had it drawn up because it was quick versus me having to scramble around, and it was a very, very critical situation. So you students out there, you CRNAs, don't get complacent, be ready for an emergency, because in emergencies, seconds count. Hope this video helps. Have a good night.